Precedent today. We'll get you more on that in just a bit. Thanks for joining us here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovingit.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us as we continue to follow every step of Tropical Storm Debby, this very slow-moving storm, and some lulls in the rain and the wind here. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. This is kind of the ramp up to tomorrow's extreme flooding risk.
It definitely looks like tomorrow is going to bring us a better chance of some heavy rain. This morning, we had it's just some drizzle around the Triangle area. You might run into some patches of that as we get through the next hour or two. But we're watching the next rain band. It doesn't look terribly heavy, but we're seeing some scattered showers there around Wayne County, down toward Cumberland, Sampson County, starting to move closer to I-95 there in both Wilson County and Johnston County. But things should stay on the lighter side for a bit. You can see a little shower here moving off toward the airport from downtown Raleigh, moving west just north of Apex. So a few light showers out there. It's a level 1 risk for severe storms, mainly east of our viewing area for a few isolated spin-up tornadoes. There's a better chance of that tomorrow as the center of circulation starts to get closer and closer to us. It looks totally different today than it did yesterday. Yesterday, we were seeing bands of very heavy rain, especially down in South Carolina. But some drier air has worked into the storm, and that has reduced the amount of moisture in it. So we're just not seeing as much rain today. Now, that could ramp up again tomorrow. Futurecast shows just some scattered showers for us between now and lunchtime. And then later this afternoon and evening, there's 5 o'clock, some of that heavier rain in our southern counties. And then by early on Thursday morning, we start to see some of those heavier rain bands working their way back in. So there's 30% chance or so this morning, but up to an 80% chance of rain by later on this evening. Debby is such a slow mover. It's back out over the Atlantic, moving east at 5 miles per hour. But overnight tonight moves back into South Carolina, and then on Friday moves across North Carolina as a tropical depression. We could still have winds that are strong enough to produce some isolated wind damage, maybe some power outages. How much rainfall the next 7 days? As much as 4 inches to 6 inches in the north, maybe up to 5 inches around the Triangle, a little bit more than that down south. But I'll say the new trends of the computer models coming in are pushing the axis of the heaviest rain back to the west. We're going to watch and see if that trend continues in the upcoming runs. We still feel like that flooding is going to be our biggest threat. We'll also have the best chance of some stronger wind gusts on Friday. I'll walk you through that coming up. Ken?
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We continue to follow this breaking news right now on I-440 eastbound near the Glenwood Avenue exit. A crash shutting down one lane right there, and also a disabled vehicle on the right side of the road. I just saw somebody crossing this lane of 440, which is not a good thing to do, very dangerous to do. But right now, we're seeing the traffic is getting through on 2 lanes, but it all is causing some lingering delays. You can see from our live traffic sensors this morning. I would recommend just staying on local roads like Edwards Mill Road or even Six Forks or Wake Forest in terms of avoiding the Beltline this morning, in terms of you getting to your wherever you need to go, if the Beltline is part of your usual morning commute. A couple of incidents we do want to make you aware of this morning. We've been watching. This is a crash on 85 northbound near Club Boulevard. We're not seeing any issues in that particular area, but if you are on I-85, make sure you move over one lane and give law enforcement an opportunity to work that crash scene safely. We're also monitoring a crash on Old Stage Road in the southbound lane near Stage Line Road. Drive, I should say. A number of you coming in from Southern Wake County use Old Stage Road, but you're not going to have any problems getting into work or wherever you're going this morning. Elsewhere around the Triangle and surrounding communities, we're seeing all the major roads are delay-free at this hour.
All right, thank you, Ken. This morning, the outer bands of Tropical Storm Debby are being felt across the area. Right now, you're seeing a live look at Wrightsville Beach. Notice that you can see the white caps from the waves that are there. At one point, we saw the rain coming down. Things definitely escalating in terms of activity there. We have team coverage this morning live in the Triangle, also on the coast as Debby moves closer. Let's start with Michelle McConaughey and the WRAL Live Center. Michelle, you have another school closing you've learned about.
Yeah, Chris, we just learned that Lee County schools will be moving to remote learning today. We are unsure about tomorrow, but for now, they say today they are moving to remote learning. There have been a lot of delays and closings. We have all of that information on every school on WRAL.com. But I also want to show you this live look. This is Surf City Fishing Pier. You can see a lot of waves there, a lot of rain, a lot of wind. This is what we're going to be talking about for the next couple of days. The storm is expected to dump potentially historic levels of rain and also bring some catastrophic flooding along its path. Kelsey Coffey has been live on Wrightsville Beach for us. Kelsey, what are you seeing? How are the conditions right now?
Michelle, we're still experiencing that consistent wind right now and a little bit of light rain, but less than 10 minutes ago, we saw a person out in the water that got thrown off of their kayak. They are okay. They were wearing a life jacket, and the park ranger did go in and check on them. Our meteorologist team says we could see anywhere between 6 and 10 inches of rain between now and Friday. We'll show you some video from a driving shot yesterday. You can see water there on roads as outer bands from Debby started moving through the area. We spoke with vacationers here on the beach like Laura Morris from Chicago. She expressed some concerns ahead of the storm.
Will the roads be flooded? Will flights be canceled? Will we have electricity?
And those are questions that a lot of vacationers are asking. I checked in with Morris earlier this morning. She says that 3 of the people who she was traveling with have decided to cut their trip short. So we'll be sure to stay updated to see what the rest of them decide. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wrightsville Beach.
Here in the Triangle, we've seen some drizzle, light rain this morning. The heavy rain will likely come later this afternoon and tomorrow. We are seeing some more flight delays and cancellations out at the airport, and that's where we find WRAL's Laura Levine live for us this morning to show us how Debby is affecting travel by air. Laura, good morning.
Hey, Renee, good morning. You can see I'm standing here at TSA, and we're not seeing any long lines, and that's because, well, flight schedules are a bit all over the place. I could imagine beyond the security checkpoint, however, we're going to see a lot of people sitting at their gates on their phones trying to make arrangements. Let's walk you over here towards the board here. You can see at arrivals, we're looking at cancellations up and down the board, 17 canceled flights, 15 delays, and the majority, if you take a look here, you can see JFK, and no singular airline is just impacted by this. We're seeing several, so Delta, JetBlue, Frontier, American, all impacted by the impacts of Debby. We know a lot of people are heading out to those summer vacations, trying to make those trips. However, they have to be mindful of some changes here at the airport. How you doing? Good morning. Here at the airport. So, of course, patience is very important, but also making sure you check those apps before you head to the airport so that you are aware of any changes to your flight schedule. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live at RDU.
I love it. Laura providing coverage for us at RDU and a friendly greeter as well to the travelers there. Let's take a live look now at Ocean Isle Beach this morning, and a lot of vacationers' plans cut short because of Tropical Storm Debby. Coming up in 10 minutes, our team coverage continues. WRAL's Grace Holland will join us live from Ocean Isle Beach to show us conditions there as a voluntary evacuation order is in effect.
Wake County schools will operate on a regular schedule today. All after-school activities are canceled, though. Several other school districts are making changes because of the storm. In the last 15 minutes, Lee County announced it is moving to remote learning today. Harnett County is remote learning today and tomorrow. Hoke County is closing early today. Cumberland County is moving to asynchronous learning tomorrow and Friday, too.
Governor Roy Cooper will hold a news conference today about how the state is getting ready for Tropical Storm Debby. That news conference is scheduled for 11 this morning. You can watch it live here on Fox 50, WRAL News Plus, and WRAL.com.
And just a reminder, WRAL, we will be here with you throughout the storm until the threats are over. We have team coverage from the WRAL Severe Weather Center to the coast and right here in our area.
Live dual Doppler 5000 radars at your fingertips on WRAL's news app. Stay updated with us throughout the storm by making sure to sign up for alerts.
One person was hurt because